Welcome to the Soul Too Early Sports Card Podcast, where elevator background music is produced royalty free. That's not Kai. I'm pro Pal World powered pain. The fact I got through that only on 4 attempts. That was a tough intro. I will give myself a little credit.
Yeah, you
A
should.
lot of alliterations. Kai's not here, so hello, Joey D's cards.
Hello,
How are you, man? How's everything going?
dude. I'm burnt out from work today, but everything's good, man. Happy to be on the pod. A little bummed Kai can't be here, but it'll be all right.
It's all right. Listen, Kai unfortunately just got busy with shit. It happens. We had Joey planned for a little bit. What was funny is in the ending of our last episode, I thought we were gonna have a friend on who worked at PSA. You don't work at PSA, so my apologies.
No.
I have to get my friend. Yes, his name is Jacob. He's a good guy. I actually set up with him this past weekend at a show here in New Jersey, which will lead into conversation about that. So we'll get him on at some point. But Joey, you are kind of like a high-end dealer as well. You're in the Boston area. Like you've had a lot of experience with the sports card world, you would say, right?
Yeah, I've been at this. Not the high-end dealing part, but I've been at the whole card thing since I was a little kid, just like a lot of other people. But yeah, like since probably 2020, I started to really like dip my toes into the more higher end stuff. But it's fun.
So would you say more of like you got into the higher end stuff as a result of COVID and like you were just home and bored, or it just happened to line up in this fact that you happened to have nice cards in 2018, 2019, and then they just shot up 50x because reasons.
Yeah, no. So there's a couple examples of cards that I had that I bought in like 2014, 2015 that went up, but most of the stuff I bought was junk. Like freaking, remember Kristen Michael, the running back?
Oh shit, the Seahawks guy?
Yeah, I think that was
Yes.
his name, right? Kristen Michael. Yeah. So like stuff like that, just like random RB2s that ended up being garbage that I thought, the cards are cool. That's most of the stuff that I used to buy, but no, not a lot of examples of stuff going up.
I'm a little jealous of people like you who are in sports cards like as children, like young adults and growing in this hobby. Like I got into it at 18 because I was playing Madden. It just so happened like the timing lined up where I got into sports cards really in like 2015, 2016. So I thankfully have the perspective of like the modern sports card world. But dude, it would have been really fun like as like a kid in, like the early 2000s, early 2010s, let's say, also like ripping packs and like spending $18 at Target and not getting garbage as like this next generation has to, unfortunately.
Honestly, that was the best. Literally from, I don't know, probably from when I was like 12 till I was 16, I would spend literally any money I got from my birthday or Christmas. It would go towards $20 blaster boxes. So like in my parents' house, in my closet, I literally have hundreds of old blasters that are they've got the old cards that I pulled in them.
That's
they're just
cool.
sitting in it. Yeah. So I don't really pull anything good. I used to, when I would pull like a $5 Maurice Jones-Drew UCLA jersey at a press pass, I thought I hit a gold mine. But
do you think there's any chance those boxes could have anything valuable now, like 15 years later, or no?
I think I've gone through most of them by now, and I kind of remember the card, like, because even back then, like the cards that were big then are, some of them aren't big now, but like you knew what the good cards were back then. So I don't think there's really anything in there that I left unturned. I don't think. But
yeah. Listen, you never know what you're gonna find. What's funny is I had recently traded for a big collection of like autographs and relic auto and patch autos and stuff like that. It was in this really thick like binder. I've never seen this thing before. I got it in a trade with a friend who's still in cards, but like he just did not want to process all the inventory. It's still sitting on my desk as of recording. I ran it through a scanner. I listed everything on eBay. It took probably like 6 hours of time. It was a labor of love. I gotta say, that guy had an insane little collection of like $1 to $20 cards, and it was like somewhat common things that exist over the last like 5 to 10 years. But it was just like one of those things where he was either too lazy to get it done or just didn't want the items, and I got it for a phenomenal deal. It looks like,
dude, that's killer. That's always the best when that happens. Honestly, there's a lot of stuff in like that $5 to $100 range that's so cool. Like,
well, not even that's cool either. It's just like there's nothing better than like a good quality mystery lot that you can just get in. I didn't exactly like, he sent me pictures of the items before I purchased or traded for it, I should say. And there was nice stuff. Like I just happen to have, ironically enough, 3 of the cards that were in the lot on my desk that went on eBay for best offer. Like Jim Kelly, USFL, buyback auto to 10. Like, this is really neat. Bo Jackson, Football Classics auto to 2. And this one is probably my favorite card in the entire lot, which pays for at least a third of it, I would think. Zach Levine, timeless or spotlight signatures from Noir from like 2017.
Dude, that set is dude. People talk about, we don't know what's really going to be hot in 20 years. Just like people didn't know PMGs are going to be worth anything, 20, 30 years later. I really love Noir. I think that's like one of those sets that has a shot to age really well long term. Lots of on-card autographs, lots of game-worn stuff, lots of unique stuff. Dude, people love sneakers. They've got the sneaker spotlight set. Like, There's so many. I don't know. I got a lot of good things to say about Noir. I think it'll age very well.
Noir is a very fun product. I mean, just in general, like when Panini has done well with products, they have done like exceptional. The issue obviously became there was so much mass-produced garbage or just like stuff that either became sticker autos that shouldn't have been, or player worn, or authentic memorabilia as opposed to game used. Like stuff that will age well is like early years of Flawless and like specific like inserts and sets across like various different products. Agreed. Like I used to think Prime Silhouettes would age pretty well. I don't think they're going to age super well anymore, unfortunately.
The Crown Royale ones?
Yeah.
So I don't think the rookie ones. I mean, Giannis's is worth a lot of money. I think it's probably the most. Him and then I don't know if Joker had one, but I know Giannis's is very expensive. I think the one because there's a lot of veteran ones of those, like a Steph Curry. Those are really cool. Those are like $2-3 grand from like 2012, 2013. I think was it Panini Preferred back then that had the
yes,
yeah. So like that. I mean, that set's still really nice. I don't know. There's a lot of nice Kevin Durant ones that I see floating around from time to time with. The big OKC patches. I don't know. There's some good ones there too, though. So
there definitely are, but like 20 years from now, do you think people are going to be like really going after like the silhouettes? Maybe a couple people go after like the primes from like guys that were really good, or maybe someone will put like one full set.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. Like those have like very long collector sustainability, like way down the line.
Yeah.
But fair. We'll have to see. I mean, honestly, it's going to come down to just like what people like, and I think we're seeing it now. We're just going over a bunch of different varieties of topics today. Yep. I'll talk about a local show here in New Jersey in a little bit, but like I gave Joey no notes on this podcast. We found out that Kai was going to be unavailable about an hour ago, which is fine. We're just riffing. Like this is not the most serious or well-informed podcast. You're lucky I'm wearing a shirt today. I might be wearing pants. Like,
you're lucky I'm wearing pants. Yeah.
I mean, listen, this is like a Zoom call, right? Like you can't see the bottom half, so it doesn't matter. The point. How am I going to reel this one back in? The point is,
you're wearing pants, right?
I don't think so. I'm not exactly sure. Like, let's not. That's for the YouTube's premium members or whatever.
Oh, nice. Yeah. OnlyFans.
Gotta keep wanting more. The point I want to get to is we will see as Fanatics starts to take over the basketball market. I think you'll see a turnover of products that they're going to just release. They're going to be absolute crap. There'll be a couple bangers, and then they'll obviously cycle through some stuff. I know that Fanatics is going to release Dynasty Soccer, which is going to
actually.
So this was rumored a couple weeks ago. I can try and find the post about it. They had like a Ronaldinho Dynasty like Real Madrid like logo patch auto. It was insane.
That's sick.
Card. Dynasty. I want to see if I can find it real quick while I'm talking about it.
Honestly, I think there's so much. I mean, it was talked about during the World Cup year, right? But I think soccer is just one of those lanes that has so much room to grow. I mean, obviously, right? You see like the super high-end Messi stuff, the flawless like on-card like boot autographs. Those do like 20, 30 grand. It's like imagine if that was Michael Jordan. That's sort of like Messi's best, arguably one of his best cards. Could you imagine if that was Michael Jordan? Like his limited logos are like 80, 90 grand in a really good grade. Like I just think there's so much space for that whole market in general. But No,
There
I
it is. All right,
digress.
cool. So I found it. It was from January 3rd. It was about a month ago.
Okay.
Let me pull up my screen real quick.
That's coming out this year, allegedly.
Who knows? With unfortunately, like it's really hard to tell anymore with this stuff. But I'll make this a little bit larger.
Oh yeah,
Just
that is
gorgeous.
sick. Yeah,
Like soccer, especially, has such a capability to have the most insane high-end products.
yeah.
Even here at a show in New Jersey this past weekend, I picked up a Neymar Eminence Auto with like I think 3 or 4 diamonds in it. Like it's a gorgeous card. It was under $1,000. Like this is such a nice high-end product that it will absolutely translate over to basketball, especially with LeBron James signing again. Like this will be a thing that, let's say 5 years from now, you'll have LeBron James Cavalier patch autos and like Miami
Don't get
Heat
me
autos.
excited. Don't get me excited.
Dude, but it's true. It is 100% going to happen.
Yeah.
Or if it's not going to happen immediately, it should happen like in the very near future. And I think this with soccer is a great litmus test of how much interest is going to draw.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Dynasty. I mean, it's Dynasty baseball is like maybe the best product that's made, in my opinion. Right, dude? It's so cool. Everything's you don't need to worry about it being game worn. It's all game worn. It's all on card. You've got your logo, man. You've got patches. Like I saw one the other day. It was Juan Soto. It was the Washington Nationals logo from the side, but it was the gold one from the World Series. I mean, where else do you see that stuff?
Well, the tough thing about those products and like the high-end market in general is obviously like you have 2 avenues. You're not going to rip a personal box. If you are, you are not listening to this podcast. Or you're not
rich.
Yeah, you're either like well off financially, which is great, or like you're just like you don't give a shit about your money and like you're just a degenerate. The 2 main avenues, unfortunately, are either group breaks or eBay auction. And you know, if you go to eBay, you will eventually win a lot of the good to pretty good quality stuff. You might not get a messy patch auto from Dynasty, but you might get someone like, I don't know, Tim Howard if they make one for the USA, or Clint Dempsey. This is a soccer podcast somehow, by the way.
I love soccer, so I'm here for it.
I can name about 40 players. We actually tested this about a week ago. I can't name too many soccer players, unfortunately.
I gotta shout out AC Milan real quick. We can't talk about soccer, me not talk about my favorite team. So shout out AC Milan.
My best man is a AC Milan super fan. So
okay,
it's actually you, by the way. This is why I invited you on the
podcast.
podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Why do you think we're going to Boston for my bachelor?
Right. That's right.
Bachelor party. Yeah.
You guys are gonna end up drunk in the Charles.
Sure. You know what?
Charles River.
Okay, that's what I figured. Is that where they threw the T or no? That's Boston Harbor.
Boston Harbor. Yeah. Fuck. It's all right.
So yeah. I know what I'm doing. Totally.
Yeah.
But you'll get like good to pretty good quality stuff on eBay auction, obviously, and you'll get it for well under the cost of the box. That's not shocking. Yeah. I mean, if you join in group breaks too, it's obviously a crapshoot. You can very easily not hit anything. You might get an insane card that's 6 figures. That's obviously the appeal of a group break and breaks the price down and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and it's tough because that's one of the risky products where they probably do it by case, I would guess. I don't know how many boxes in our case, but probably like 6 to 12, something like that. And so,
I believe Dynasty Baseball is like 5. It might be 6. But
so even worse, right? So like there's 30 teams, and you've like a 1 in 5 shot of even hitting a player statistically that you got. So tough.
I mean, I imagine for soccer they'll probably do like country of origin or something like that. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, it might be by club if it's that short of a checklist. I guess you could theoretically do by player, depending on if it's like a 100-player checklist or something, and make the price point go down even lower, which would be insane. But
like 10 players, or do like they'll probably have like a tiers list of like, the top 10 players like Ronaldo, Messi, other R9, like all the, I don't know.
It's a fun thing, but the point I'm trying to get to is this is a good litmus test of the future. Topps will absolutely crush it with this, in my opinion. They'll be able to reuse a lot of different ideas for the basketball market. It's going to happen, and I am curious to see, what happens to Panini. I'm not sure if you were paying attention today, but first off the line, Prism Basketball just released today on their website. It was like a Dutch auction. I believe it got down to like $1,200 a box, which is still absolutely crazy.
Garbage product.
It just is. Like, you look at the comments now, people have really woken up, and I'm so here for it.
Yeah.
I go for
I
it.
don't like. Yeah, I don't really like the first off the line for Prism. I think, to me personally, Prism is great. I love Prism Golds. I love the Prism Blacks. I love the Nebulas. Like, I collect those things. I like those. But with like the first off the line, you get the shimmers, and I just like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to pay $1,200, and like the best thing I could possibly get is a black shimmer of someone. It's like,
Well, it's not even that either. It's just like people have really started to come around to the idea like this shit is just not worth it anymore. And a lot more negative commentary is happening, which I am all about. I'm obviously a piece of shit. I'm super negative. I'm super no, but when you blindly love something, like a lot of people who spew like hobby positivity, I'm a hobby goat, you have to love sports cards or else, like it comes from a position of like, in my opinion, fear. They fear that people are going to wake up to the truth that this sports card world has a lot of issues. And thankfully, when you see shit like this, like Panini releasing a $1,200 per box product that is unfortunately mostly garbage because, hey, there's going to be no autographs people care about, and you have a lot of negative commentary about it, I'm for it. You're thinking critically. You don't have to agree with what I say and think. But if you are thinking critically and you're being negative about it, that shows you're at least taking the information and saying, no, that's not what I want. We deserve better. That makes it better for everyone.
Or how about this? If something's going to cost $1,000, how about everything's not a sticker autograph?
That never happened. Like, even
no, but you pay whatever it is, 20 grand. I don't know how much it costs. I can't afford it. But a box of Flawless, no sticker autographs. It should be the same thing for Prism. Like, if you cannot get an on-card autograph of somebody, just don't put them in the checklist. Or make it a redemption, and then whatever, 2-3 years later, like the Giannis ones that are getting signed now, then you release them into the public. But
don't even get me fucking started on the Giannis stuff.
That was so bad.
That was such a disaster to get my Timeless Moments gold.
Yeah.
That took well over a year. I got a lawyer involved. I got hit with a fee after getting a lawyer involved. And I would not be surprised if there's a 0.1% chance the fact that I got this guy involved got Giannis to sign shit.
Are you got to explain that? What? Just like go through that. Lawyer?
Let's just say this, Joey. There are people that thankfully I know that can handle things. Yeah. And whether I piss them off a little bit by saying their price was too high on the fees after market is a different conversation. Oops. But the point is, the shit got signed, thankfully. And if there's a 0.1% chance that this shit happening was because of my stupid ass, you're welcome.
All right.
Oops. I don't know.
Flexing your muscles a little bit. Getting
totally flexing that. That's why I said a 0.1% chance. Probably didn't mean anything. But hey, if you see me selling a Giannis Timeless Moments gold at Burbank next week, or wanting to sell or trade it, I need over $6,500 because I'm going to lose money otherwise.
So did you... How did you acquire? Did you buy it on did you buy the redemption on eBay or like at a show, or did you pull it? Or
I bought the redemption from a friend right before it expired for $4,000.
Wow.
The lawyer fees on that card were $2,500 to get it everything processed. He wanted $4,000 for it. I said no. He responded with, "You have the card on eBay for $50,000. You don't think it's worth $12,000?" I'm like, I can name my price however I want to. And then there were some on eBay for $10,000. Therefore, no. And then we settled at $2,500 plus maybe more if it sells in Burbank. So we'll see.
Damn.
I know.
That's crazy.
Nope, didn't sign an NDA. I'm going to say it. I'll do bad.
It is what it is. I don't.
This is where I'll get in trouble.
Oh, God.
I know.
You're worried about getting canceled. You're just going to get arrested.
Listen, I figured I'd eventually say something that would get me in hot water. If it's that, without being as descriptive, it's pretty funny. I gotta put it up there, man. That's just a funny thing to do. Shit, I'm sorry I got these signed, guys. My bad. Just take me out.
Well, and honestly, he half-assed the shit out of those too. Like, he closed his eyes and just like, Like his autograph has gotten like it used to be beautiful. Like he had it was like the Greek signature that he signed some of his rookie stuff with, and then he went to the GA, which, but like not bad. And it's gotten progressively worse and worse and worse. And these ones are just terrible.
I will say this. I did get a nice one.
Okay.
I'm pulling up Instagram
Yeah,
now.
let's see it.
I'm gonna pull it up. I posted this about 4 or 5 days ago at this point. On my Instagram page. I got it in and then immediately like had to put it online because it was so freaking cool.
It's a great set. It
really is. Like, part of me wishes it was a gold autograph, but because of the picture they used, like, it makes sense that it wasn't. So let me open this up. This is my Instagram.
You know what? The blue looks pretty good on it.
The blue, if it was silver ink, I think it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
But this is really nice. And it is a good auto. So
that GIF is perfect. Look at the one, to be honest, looking at his phone. Oh,
yep.
I can't even see. Is that guy that commented?
That's from Joey, yeah.
Oh,
not Joey, James.
Never mind. It looked my screen's too small. It's like a K, so I couldn't.
It's all right. It's fine. when this goes live on YouTube, it's gonna look not the best either. Just one of the things that happens. The point is, though, the auto looks nice. Even the one on eBay for 10K, number to 5, is a pretty shitty auto. I expect, honestly, to clear about 8 to 10K on this. Hopefully I do. If I lose money on this card, I'm just going to laugh. Be really stupid in today's world. But, like, hey, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, you did get a good auto on that one. That's a lot better than a lot of the
I know.
So we'll find that early.
At least I got it. Like, I'm happy that it's, like, done. Like, it'll be one that, like, if it takes a bit to move, it is what it is. I already paid the tax on the card 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago at this point, so it doesn't really matter anymore, but
yeah.
Whatever. Such is life.
Oh, boy.
I don't know. All right, let's talk through this show in New Jersey, because ironically enough, one of the guys, actually the showrunner himself, he owns a card shop. His name is Rob. Very, very nice gentleman. And the guy who runs the social media for it is named Bernie. The guy's name, Joe, you might know him, is the Card Bully. Do you know?
I actually don't.
You don't know that account? All right. Well, how about I pull up his Instagram real quick?
Yeah.
Because Bernie, the Card Bully, by the way, terrible name because he is actually a very fucking nice individual. And
yeah, we also don't appreciate bullying. This is an anti-bullying podcast.
I'm pro bullying. It depends on what it is, but you're gonna see this account and be like, "What?"
Let's see it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the super for Jordan, for Tatis.
He got offered $2 million. He got offered $2 million for the Tatis super and said no.
Excuse me. I'm gonna look right into the camera right now. How did you say no to $2 million? You are crazy.
He got offered $2 million at the National a couple years ago and said no.
Damn.
I know.
Probably worth what? I mean, has he sold it? Does he still have it?
I believe he still has it.
It's probably worth what, like $300,000 now?
It doesn't. I don't think he's ever going to move it now. It doesn't matter. Like,
yeah, good for him.
Insane collection. Super duper nice human being. Terrible name for your Instagram account because you're not a bully. Just want to throw it out there.
I love that Jordan. My girlfriend will love that Jordan. She's an actress. So
it's just an insane collection.
Yeah.
And he didn't bring it to the show. I don't really know if he was like technically set up or he was just like kind of hanging out bullshitting. But the entire event for like a show that's literally 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, 3 minutes from my apartment, it was on the downward swing for a while. And this last show actually really restored my confidence in New Jersey in this area to host pretty major shows. Yeah. I'm not telling you that like there should be like a Dallas card show here in Freehold, New Jersey. But what I will tell you is you can absolutely sustain a 2 to 3 time a year pretty major show. Maybe not people flying in from across the world to like come here, but if you're in New York, Philly, Central PA in general, and you're 2, 3, 4 hours away, it might be pretty capable based on how they go. This is a very nice step in the right direction. When I unfortunately feared it was going to go the opposite way, they restored my confidence in it. They cut down the cost of admission for people. It was like $20. Now it's down to 12. They made it a 2-day show because no one wanted to be there on Sunday. And frankly, I don't blame them. Sundays are always brutal. Like they would do their September show during like week 2 of the NFL season. And we would just be watching football instead, and there'd be no one in the room.
That's fun.
I know. Like, it was just like the Sundays, unfortunately, were just dead. And I thought they cut it because people just did not want to be there. They actually cut it because, frankly, this is what they said to me. We'd rather people want to be like, hey, I wish the show went longer than damn, it went on too long, which is a good point.
Fair. I'd agree with that. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Sundays are usually like pretty acid shows.
Dude, I don't
go home. I
don't bother with Dallas on Sundays anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's not worth my time to be there on a Sunday when I fly in on Wednesday night, work from my hotel room on Thursday, set up a VIP night, which is better than most shows in general, and then have Friday and Saturday to just like do shit.
Yeah. When is the next Dallas show? I'm trying to get out to the next one. I couldn't make last one. Is it in March?
It is in March.
All right.
The next one is March 14th to 17th.
Shit. I'm going to a wedding in, I don't remember where it is, but Cancun, maybe. But I don't know if it's the first week of March or the second one. Hopefully it's not the Dallas weekend because I'd like to go. Because I can't get out to Burbank.
You're going to miss out. So
yeah, I know. I really want to go.
I know, I'm sorry, but to continue my point on the Freehold / iPlay show real quick, because I said I would talk about it, and frankly, I was going to talk about it anyway, but more positively. High quality of dealer, like they had like Black Jaded Wolf there. She's very nice.
Yeah.
Who else showed up that was notable online? I'm blanking. Oh God.
You?
Sure. Who the fuck am I though? I'm just some guy.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
Listen, I'm nobody. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter.
Mr. Extraordinary Influencer.
I'm not an influencer. Ignore all the NPB people bought because they listened to me talk about it. I am not an influencer. You know what? When my product launches soon, I will be Mr. Influencer. I will come on this podcast, put something stupid on, and sell them kids on the service I'm launching.
There you go.
Yeah,
if you grind and hustle, you can be like Dave.
What'd you say?
If you grind and hustle, you can be like Dave.
No, terrible idea. I even regret saying the first part. God damn it. Overall, for a 2-day show in Freehold, New Jersey, which, hey, if you live in the area, even if you're an hour, 2-3 hours away, I recommend it at this point. They're doing good things. They even asked me my opinion on doing a third show in May because they do it in February and September right now. I think they could grow it to a quarterly show in possibly a larger location. Right now it's about 100 to 150 tables. I think they could possibly get it a little bit larger. The room is definitely equipped to do more, but it's kind of funky in the fact like if they wanted to add like another 50 to 75 vendors, there's like a second room that's like that has entrances, so it's a little weird, but it'd be like a better version of like the Starlight Room in Dallas because it's right next to everything else.
Underrated, by the way. If you're buying, I mean, if you're set up, I don't know if Starlight Room's great, but
no, I would not go to Dallas if I had the Starlight Room. That sounds miserable, but that's just my perspective.
Do you think that show has the like capacity to eventually grow to like a Hofstra or a East Coast National type of vibe? Or
I don't think it has that capability today because the venue is not the right spot for it. And we actually talked marketing for like half an hour, and they seemed very receptive to my thoughts. I really am happy to assist in any way, shape, or form because frankly, it only benefits me. Like if the show is successful, I can walk there. 100%. I gain nothing by being negative and gain everything by being positive. So like I want to make sure it does well.
Yeah.
So I want it to be good. No, it cannot be a Hofstra right now because just the venue doesn't work for that.
Yeah.
But there are absolutely places here in New Jersey that are close that could become a Hofstra type. New York, whatever, like the New York National, that's what the show's called. Another one like that too. There could absolutely be that here if done properly, and I think this was the first step of that is their ultimate goal. I don't know what their ultimate goal is with it, but they absolutely laid down some really positive momentum going into their next show in fall.
Yeah, I was actually, funny you mentioned like the New York show. I was actually talking to Craig about this like maybe a couple weeks ago. New York City Sports Cards, Craig.
Yep.
And I was like, doesn't it just feel like there should be a big show in New York City? And he was like, it would be great, but like logistically, it's just tough. Like it's tough getting in and out, and it's tough finding reasonable, housing for the weekend, or I don't know. But maybe New Jersey's the place for it.
It all depends. I mean, New Jersey, you have access to 2 major airports. You have Philly, which is not terribly far away, depending on where the show is, and then obviously Newark, which is perfectly good for either New York or New Jersey. There's a lot of interesting things going on. I know EJ Dynasty Mode is now working at Fanatics. That's not a rumor. That's obviously true. And I would not be shocked if Fanatics starts up a show in New York City, because that's where their headquarters is. So you might be seeing that in a couple years, in my opinion. Who knows? EJ actually reached out and asked me about Bleecker, and I have never been there, so I could not offer my opinion.
I've been there.
You're more of an expert in this than I am. I've never been to Bleecker.
Yeah, it's a fun space. Cards and Coffee's right next door.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
I always feel weird bringing my cards into New York City. I don't like it.
Oh, I mean, you don't even need to bring your cards. Well, I guess in general, fair enough. I was say, if you go to Bleecker, you don't need to bring your cards. Just go to chill. I don't know.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Like, I get very skeeved out by. Well, this is my fault for working in New York City for several years. Is like, I don't fucking trust anyone or anything. Yeah. I would have the most raggedy ass backpack on purpose and make sure I look like I had no money, so no one bothered me. Yeah. I don't trust anyone. It's just like.
I mean, even when I'm at a show, I don't even walk around with my little, card briefcase in my hand. I put it in a backpack.
That's smart.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell there's something in there because your backpack shouldn't look like a rectangle. But I don't like broadcasting the fact that I have my cards out anywhere, whether I'm walking to my car, wherever. It's just not a great idea.
I've stopped bringing fanny packs to shows soon. I'm probably not going to bring one to Burbank now because, like, I just do not want any attention drawn to me in any location. Yeah. Like, sure. It's really like, it's just one of those weird things where I really don't like when people post like holding like LeBron James patch auto at like a Lakers game, or
that shit's so cringe. That's awful.
No, it's not even that it's cringe. It's just like, all right, you're some guy who has 100,000 card in your hand. You're posting at a game. You are now the fucking target. Like, whether or not someone knows what you have in your hand, what is it going to take for someone to get that card away from you? A pocket knife?
Punch to the face?
A punch to the face? Anything? Like, you have now put a target on your back, and guess what? It might not happen immediately. You might be walking to your car, or the train, or the bus, and then there's something going on.
Yeah. Just don't do it. It's not worth your life. It's stupid.
Not even that it's not worth your life. It's like, that's just unfortunately how my brain works. And it's not a good thing. But I at least call it out when I see it because I just do not like that shit. And it makes me paranoid.
You mean you don't like seeing the Luka Doncic NT and the Luka Doncic gold courtside at the Mavericks game? If you know what post I'm talking about.
You better hope anyone around you within a 20-foot radius doesn't know what you have in your pocket. Or the only thing you might have in your pocket is a fucking knife wound.
It's funny when that card is worth more than like a couple players on the end of the bench's salary.
It happens. Whether or not it's good is a different conversation, but
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Won't catch me doing that.
No, me neither. I don't care how much money I have or anything like that. Dude, if I ever won the lottery or like had any significant amount of money, you would never see me again. I would disappear off social media.
I think there'd be signs, but yeah, I don't think too much would change for me. I'd still be on social. I'd just have more Darius Garland stuff.
you just every day you just change like the poster behind you from LeBron James to Darius Garland, back to LeBron James, back to Darius Garland. It's like,
what up, LeBron?
Is that the fathead or what is that?
Yeah, I'm at my parents' house right now. I'm here for a couple of days, so that's my childhood bedroom. So you got
That's so
LeBron
fucking.
here, and then you got LeBron behind my head.
That's so fucking funny. What a world, dude. Yeah, I. If I had an obscene, like I won the Mega Millions or something like that, something stupid, I think I would just like, I would just rip wax all day because I was bored and then never post anything.
Dude, that would be so fun. That would be honestly awesome. You could, or just like enter into like a latent thing and just watch it on the stream.
Just
And
buy
just
out the
2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours worth of your personal breaks
They just have to
every day.
hire. They have to hire a new breaker just for you.
There you go. You got your buddy Lane, so you can put in a good word.
I love Lane.
Yeah.
Lane is continuously one of those people that like I generally like. It probably one of my top 5 favorite people in all sports cards. Like, just is he. Lane is so critical in the best way because he knows a lot. So I really value and trust his opinion on shit. And then you have to remind him, like, dude, calm down. It's not that serious. Like, it's like chill, talk shit, chill. Like, it's everything's okay. I promise.
God. I've never met him, but yeah, I mean, everyone who I know who does know him always says good things. So
Yeah, listen, he's built an incredible reputation for himself. And obviously does speak volumes. Even if like, you've never met him and you can even speak highly of him, I would say. Like, it's just so funny that like your reputation, like whether you know it or not, does impact so much shit in this world. Especially anytime you put your face there. Like, if anyone knows what you look like or like knows how you interact or do things, they will know what to expect from you.
yeah. Sometimes.
Just to say, man, what else is going on? Burbank is next week. You are not attending. I am setting up. Ha. Kai's also not attending. Ha. Although he's not here. Oh well.
Yeah, poor guy.
I know. What was the last major show you did?
Probably Dallas last. Yeah, definitely Dallas last September. I don't really do too many like big shows. I go to I went to the National for the first time last year.
That's I didn't realize you didn't like do too much.
No, I mean I go to all the local shows, but I don't really like set up or honestly I don't even go there to buy shit. I just go there to like talk to people that I know because I'm bored. Like
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I do all my commerce online.
But it makes sense. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. You've done pretty well on like Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would you ever like want to do cards full time in any world, or no? It just doesn't make sense for you.
I mean, if I hit the lottery, sure, but no. I mean, it's too stressful, dude. Like, you could go weeks without buying or selling anything, and it like might not be your fault. It's just like you just didn't find the right deals, or they, whatever, just didn't come across it. I don't want to have to rely on that. Like, credit to anyone who can, because you're way better at it than I am. But it's too much stress for me.
I mean, you've had some incredible moves too, and I see the shit you buy. It's very like you have a good mix though. Like I feel like your inventory that you're willing to move is like a lot of like 500 to like $5,000 plus.
Yeah.
Which if you're gonna exceed like that 1 to 1K value range, generally the 5 to 5K gets you like so much better deals.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've never paid like over that last number for a card. I don't think so. Like. I've had a couple that are worth more, but yeah, I've never paid more than $5,000 for a card.
In terms of like actually buying it out in full, or like I've seen you own
like
cards
one single. Yeah, I mean, I've owned cards that are worth, but I've never paid like $5,000 out of my pocket for a card.
That's so crazy. Like
yeah.
I do that.
I would. Yeah. It's got to be like it's got to make sense, right? Like that Devin Booker, like that was pretty close, but no.
I stand by the fact. So Joey and I play Call of Duty probably once or twice a week at this point, give or take. Shout out fucking Call of Duty 3 and
shout out Rohan. I'll get him on the podcast.
Oh my god. So Joey has a friend who does not do sports cards at all, but just is like probably a better dealer than 10% of the people already because he just like knows how to talk. He's a good guy. I know Rohan a lot.
He is. That's my boy, but that's fun. Yeah.
I will. I'm going to put this conversation out there too because I'm curious if anyone's going to comment about this or not. So, as we just mentioned, Rohan, Joey's friend, does not do cards, and you have a bet with your friend.
Oh yeah.
You want to explain it?
Yeah. Basically, I mean, it was a proposed bet. I was like, basically along the lines of, if I gave you $500, do you think you could turn a profit over 3 months? And like, you have to like actually buy stuff. You can't just buy one thing and then if you make a profit, you sit on it. Do you think you could like turn a profit and then you could keep the profit and you pay me back? I asked him if he wanted to do that. He turned it down, but he claims that he can do it. So without having any knowledge of anything. So we don't have a sit down. I don't go through card ladder and comps and this and that. Like, I don't explain any of that to him. I don't give him a network. He just starts from scratch and tries to buy and flip his way into making positive margin. And that was the bet. He turned it down. But yeah, I mean, he knows about sports. He knows about sports, but not cards.
I think that with no guidance from you or a peer, he could not do it. And this is the same thing I said to you when you brought this up to me the other day. Without knowledge from like you or someone else to like guide him on like comps or how to price shit or like resources or like a card ladder subscription, I think he would lose his ass.
Yeah, anyone can do this. It's just like, you just have to learn. You're probably going to take some big losses at first. It's just a process, just like anything else. Anyone can do it. I'm an idiot and I can do it. So like,
not even that too. I think with like an hour or 2 hour like crash course on like what to understand and why, he could do it. I think most people could do it. Yeah. This is not that hard, especially because, Joey, a lot of people don't even really invest anymore. People buy and then try to immediately flip the item. I don't want to own more inventory for longer than 2 to 4 months now at this point, give or take. Like, I want to constantly be cycling in and out of items because that's just where my value is created. I don't really know anyone who truly invests in cards, quote unquote, anymore, except for the Bowman Chrome crowd, who like obviously you wait for the guy to get to like AAA or right about to call it up, and then you sell everything and you laugh your ass off because guess what? That card's gonna go down anyway.
Oh yeah, every time, dude. Mookie Betts red. I don't know the price, but like I'm gonna make this up. Mookie Betts red sell for like whatever it is. Let's just call it $60K, and then like whoever the next top prospect is, their card sells for like $100,000. It's like, what are we doing?
Jackson Chourio, who is probably the top prospect besides Jackson Holiday. Their prices have already gone down tremendously, which is really funny. Last Burbank show, I bought several Jackson Chourios. I ended up with like an SGC 1010 Orange Shimmer to 25 auto. It was a sick card. And I moved it immediately. I'm like, I'm getting my profit now. And I just dumped that card as soon as I could. And I did fine on it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think people, like for Chourio, I think people who bought him last year probably bought him a year too early. I don't know. Because he'll get called up this year.
He's good. He already got signed to an extension, so I imagine he's gonna break camp with the team. Yeah. But like, let's be real about it. How many people who own a Jackson Chourio Bowman Chrome auto are gonna watch a Brewers game this year, other than maybe his debut?
This many.
Yeah, it's just like at least it's just like you don't even necessarily have to watch sports anymore to be good at this. You have to be more like data driven. If you can read numbers, you can probably flip cards with a limited knowledge of sports.
Yeah, there's definitely something, especially with baseball, because there's like a lot of analytics that are more predictive of success than other ones compared to like, I mean, if you look at basketball analytics, I would say 99% of people don't know about basketball analytics because it's not as mainstream as baseball. But
I don't really know it too well. No, I don't know enough.
Baseball, it's much more mainstream and that's more accessible, I would say. So I agree with you.
And then football, just buy backup quarterbacks because they're probably end up playing now.
Dude, you couldn't. Well, you could pay me to buy it for football, but yeah, I've stayed far away from football unless it's like select Patrick Mahomes or like some niche stuff. Like there's no interest for buying any quarterbacks for me except for like Tom Brady and then Hall of Fame guys. It just doesn't make sense.
I've done well with limited football stuff. I actually have changed course. I used to only buy QB stuff, and I make that meme a lot. I will buy established or like Hall of Fame running backs, wide receivers, defensive players like Julius Peppers. I like a flawless auto if it's like $200. But yeah, it's $200. And someone who buys that for $240 from me would be like, oh, cool. I love Julius Peppers. Like, sick. Like, that's a nice move right there. Yeah. But like, I'm not going to go fucking broke off Julius Peppers flawless autos because, you know, there's only 100 of them, 200 of them, like people who own those want to own it because they're a fan of him. And you just put it on eBay and you wait and you're patient versus Desmond Ritter, who everyone, he's the best. I'm investing in him. And then he drops 90% because he just wasn't very good.
God, Desmond Ritter sucks. Yeah, I mean, but like all those players like that you're naming, the commonality is that they were like in the league 8, 10, 12, 15 years. So they developed a fan base. And like Julius Peppers played for like 2 teams, or maybe it's a couple more, but like he played for the Panthers for so long. And it's like
Panthers, Bears, and Packers.
Yeah, exactly. And for the last couple teams, there's only, I think the Packers maybe a year or two, and then so he spent like 10 years in Carolina, so he's got a bunch of fans. Like, be honest, like, does anyone actually collect these guys? Probably not. Like real collecting, not like investing and holding, and then I'll sell when he wins a Super Bowl. Like actual collecting.
I don't really think I'm going to clarify Joey's statement because I think this is what he meant. People who truly collect are not collecting high volatility RPAs of quarterbacks.
Right.
They are collecting, like if you're a Giants fan, you are not collecting ultra high end Daniel Jones stuff unless you were drinking the Kool-Aid and you just are now financially ruined. You were buying like Eli Manning or Phil Simms, or like the quarterback you grew up watching because, hey, this is a 12th of the price for a better thing, and I'm happy with this. And, oh, Daniel Jones is actually bad, and wow, that $5,000 I spent on that NTRPA, it's now worth $400.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, football, again, we're talking active players. I think football is probably the sport that's like least like, and maybe I'm wrong, is like least actually collected. Like you're collecting them because you love the team, you actually love the player, you have no intention to sell whether they win the Super Bowl or they break their arm. Like because I know basketball, people collect LeBron, people collect Steph Curry, people collect Giannis, people collect Joker. People aren't going to sell those cards. Like, I don't know. I don't think people collect Burrow and Herbert and Lamar. And I could be wrong, but that's just what I see.
There's definitely people who do collect quarterbacks and like have that ability to. But like the average person, the above average person, does not collecting the high end products of Burrow, Allen, Herbert, etc. Yeah. The people who have those are looking to invest in them and then praying that it goes up. And every single quarterback, basically, except for maybe Brock Purdy this year, who's and Jordan Love too. But what I'm trying to make is like those like very modern QBs are probably down at least in some point in time. Compared to what they probably bought it for.
Totally.
So,
yeah.
It's just scary.
Yeah. It's just, I guess maybe just because I don't like that market, I just stay away from it.
I mean, I get why you wouldn't. I like to have a little bit of variety in everything I do. So like I'll buy soccer, I'll buy ice hockey, I'll buy football, baseball, basketball. If the margin makes sense and like I know that there's going to be interest in the items, I'm going to have interest in the items and they're going to move. Like if I was told I could not move a certain item for 6 months or a year, I would only buy guys like Kobe, LeBron, MJ, Mahomes, Brady, like the guys whose legacies are basically fully written or about to be, or will be culturally relevant forever. Like,
agreed. Yeah, I mean, that's typically the stuff that I want to buy. Maybe it's just because like I only buy stuff that I like for the most part, unless like you're saying someone's like willing to give it to you basically for free, like where it's just like a crazy deal and you'd be dumb to turn it down. But
yes, but that's never really gonna happen.
You'd be surprised.
You're right. You never know. But what else I want to touch on? Burbank next week is going to be probably the second best show in the country. Number 1 is National. Number 3 is Dallas. Burbank happens twice a year. You should go if you can. This time it's in Ontario, California, in Orange County. That'll be exciting. I fly out the day after Valentine's Day, and I fly home on a red eye Sunday night into President's Day morning, which will be fun.
Did you take Monday off?
I have off anyway for President's Day.
Oh,
so
cool.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah. My company's weird. We don't get like a lot of the holidays off that a lot of people get. So
you hate George Washington. You see, you hit all of them,
dude.
Yeah.
Like Yeah, I mean, I work for a defense contractor, and like we don't have Veterans Day off. It's like
That's
that's crazy.
yeah, we really fucking hate the veterans, don't we?
Yeah, literally, like I'd say like 30% of the people in my company are veterans. It's crazy.
Sure,
You guys. Yeah.
I guess so. I don't. I don't know. I don't. I have nothing else to add to that. Joey, anything you want to add or talk about before we wrap up? That's a pretty strong way to end the episode, though.
I love our veterans. Just getting that out there.
Your company doesn't. Your company doesn't, but
I guess not.
Allegedly.
Is there anything I want to get out there? I mean, I'll get an obligatory go Cavs out there. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Best team in the NBA.
That's a great shirt, actually.
Garland and Mitchell, baby. But no,
right.
I mean, it's been fun. I appreciate you having me on. And I mean, I had no idea what to expect. I've never been on a podcast. I had no script. I had no preparation. I don't know. It's fun. So I appreciate you.
We talked for 50 minutes about fucking everything. We just ran. This was the most podcast episode we've ever done because there was no actual thought in anything said or discussed. We just rambled. And you know what? It made for good content. Thank you guys for watching or listening if you made it this far. Next week, I don't know what's going to happen because I haven't gotten there yet. See you guys next week. Peace.